up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani, and this is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
Hey, Reg, did your kid make that necklace too?
What, this one right here?
Yeah.
This is Sodalite. He did not make this one, but he chose the stones and he chose the length. So he went to the stone store, picked out this particular stone, and had them make this necklace for me.
What's soda light?
Sodalite it's a stone, right? Like,
Oh, and I didn't know that.
yeah, it's a birthstone. I'll tell you right now, for all of our for our listeners who are into stones and rocks and energy,
You're in all
Sodalite.
that, Reg?
Yes, sir. Energetically speaking, I am. I'm gonna tell you right now, I got a great story for you about that. But here it is. Sodalite is a tech tectosiliate mineral with formula, whatever the here it is. Here it is. Practitioners have used sodalite to organize the mind, as it's said to promote rational thought, objectivity, and perception. It is sometimes thought to cleanse lymph nodes and boost the immune system. All these balancing abilities are why sodalite is often used in groups with other stones and among multiple users. I'm
Sounds
like,
like a
yo,
bunch of hippy dippy bullshit.
okay, well, how about this? I'll keep trying to keep my immune system boosted, right? And have rational thought and objectivity
With stones?
and lymph nodes clean, right? Like, yeah. Why? Because they all hold energy. How about this one? How about this one? On the way here to this morning, in the car, I'm driving along, and a couple years ago, one of my best friend's dad passed away.
No,
Mr.
thanks,
Shepherd.
Reg. You didn't have to talk about me like this.
You silly. Your dad died over 2 years ago. But okay.
That's true.
So
That's
one of
true.
my best friend's fathers passed away, and I love this man immensely. I met him when I was in 6th grade. He was the assistant basketball coach for the teams I played on in middle school, where we were undefeated 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And he's my best friend's dad. Love this dude. Known him, and then we went to the same high school, so I know him all through from 6th grade until high school, and then into adulthood. Love this dude. He passed away a couple years ago from cancer. His wife, who I knew that whole time too, who was a phenomenal woman, a phenomenal person. Love her to death. She's always been there. His family are woven into the fabric of my life. There's not a point where I can think about certain parts of my life and not see these people as a part of it.
Okay,
So
I think
every
he
once
has kids too.
he has kids. He had 3 kids.
Okay.
Kids. And my best friend now, he has 5. Or my boy, he has 5. But so this morning, driving here, this is kind of like work. Driving here, I thought about her and I was like, yo, let me call her. And I call her periodically just to check on her, right? Because she lost her husband. They've been married for over 50 years, right? This is somebody who was in her life daily, and he's not
And
here
they
anymore.
have 3 kids. She has to raise 3 kids by herself, or 5? I got
No.
confused.
He passed away. He was 60, 64
This
or
is the
65.
dad.
This is the dad.
And the dad had how many kids?
The dad had 3 kids, and of those 3 kids, one of his kids
Oh,
was my childhood best friend.
and he died.
No, he's still alive. The dad is who passed. What are you talking about?
So, okay. So who you call then?
I called his mom. I called my childhood best
Oh,
friend's
okay.
mom.
Okay. I'm
Right?
on point now. You never said the word mom in the whole story.
Oh, my bad. So,
You just started saying hers and hims.
oh, my bad. Using pronouns, right?
Yeah.
So I'm driving. I was like, yo, I thought about him and I thought about her. And I was like, let me call. And I call every once in a while. Like I called a couple months ago, and I've called previously prior to that on different occasions. Since he's passed, I've called to check on her.
All right.
Well, talk about cosmic. This is all about cosmic. She answers the phone rings, and this is how she answers the phone. She goes, hey, Reggie. right? This is the South. It's Alabama. She's got a little Southern accent. Hey, Reggie. Oh, baby, I was just talking about you. 2 days ago, I mentioned your name. And I said, really? She's like, yeah. Her son was visiting because something was going on in Birmingham. And she was just like, I was just talking about you. I just mentioned your name. And here you are. And I said, yeah, it's cosmic. Because that happens all the time. I'm
Does
like, for at
cosmic
least
mean
for me, it
coincidence?
happens all the time. Like, no, straight up. Cosmic means that it's something otherworldly. You could call it God, call it the universe,
Because
call
she
it,
talked to me 2 days ago. I don't know, man.
yeah. And I hadn't talked to her in 2 months, right? I hadn't talked to her in 2 months. And so I call. So what I'm saying, but just for the record, for anybody who you can laugh if you want to, but that happens to me all the time. Like like when I say all the time, I legitimately I've lost my fair share of friends that are my age, my peers, right? And I love these dudes. So I will call their moms to check on them. And
Yeah, that's nice of you.
right. And almost like 9 times out of 10, bro, 9.5 times out of 10, when I call, they go, oh my goodness, I was just thinking about you. Oh my
Uh,
goodness, I was just talking to my so-and-so
you
about
tell
you.
me a bunch of old ladies ain't thinking about young Reggie Steele? Come on, of course they are.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you calling them on one of those days? Really good.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah. So it's cosmic, man. I've had so many stories like that happen where I had an incident 2 weeks ago, and I'm not even gonna go into full detail. I'm just gonna say I was talking about a situation on the way to work. I got to work and I was talking to an attorney about something that happened at work, right? There was a legal situation where this lady was she's suing the company. In the process of talking to this attorney that I had never met before, never met, right? Other than his phone conversation. He asked me a question, I responded, and then he said, why? And I told him why. And then he went into a whole story that was related to the conversation that I was having on the way to work. Do you understand? I'm talking to somebody who was not present about a thing. I get to a place, I'm talking to a person, and they start talking to me I don't mention it, and they start talking to me about the thing I was just talking about. Come on, bro. That happens to me all the time. My son's birthday
All
is
right.
smashed between two of my best friends' birthday, between Marcus and Billy. Marcus is March
Billy.
11th. Yeah,
I've never
Marcus is
even heard
March
of
11th.
Billy.
Yeah, Marcus is March 11th. Billy is March 13th. Theo is March 12th. He's right between two of my best friends. You think that's coincidence? Come on, bro. So many days on the calendar, and this dude happened to show up in the one day between two of the best people that I know on the planet. Come on, bro. That's just me though. That's how I find symbols. I find symbols.
All
So,
right. Look, Mr.
all right.
Symbolism. So what's going on again? We got to go back to you representing and giving us the response about the black community this week.
Well,
Another
you
rip
know,
roaring Club Shay Shay interview with
oh my
Monique this
goodness.
time.
Oh my goodness. There's something about that couch. That couch make people feel like they can say anything.
And that brown liquor.
Yeah, it's that brown liquor and that couch. That couch might as well be Wonder Woman's lasso. They sit on that joint, they go, oh, I
Well,
like
it's
brown sugar
funny,
instead
like
of white sugar.
it's like Shannon Sharp's just got like a lot of people who got, I don't know, man, they got some trash to talk and they're gonna talk trash.
Man, they got stuff to get off their chest. That's all I got to
So
say.
this week, Monique went after Oprah, Tyler Perry, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart again, just
Mhm.
like what's his name? Cat, and then DL Hughley, which was one. And Skip Bayless, yeah, well, fuck Skip Bayless. Everyone.
Hold up. She went after Tiffany Haddish. I didn't hear anything about Tiffany Haddish. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
so
checking for Tiffany Haddish.
so what they said about this, oh, this was kind of crazy. Said in 2018, Haddish made an offhand remark about Monique's husband, Sidney Hicks, her manager, who she married in '06. When Haddish was asked about Monique asking for a boycott of Netflix for the streaming platform's gender bias and color bias, Haddish said, my business runs different than her business. Don't live her life. I don't have that husband of hers. I'm looking at how Netflix has opened up so many opportunities for black females in comedy. So
All
she's
right.
like, when my people are dying, that's when you're going to catch me protesting.
Okay, so let's just go off the top. The
And then,
first
well,
thing is
Monique's response was, Tiffany,
okay.
if you had a husband like mine, you may not have two DUIs. If you had a husband like mine, you may not be caught up in what looks like you could have been grooming a child.
Could have
Wow.
been grooming a child. Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know what that
I don't
reference
know what that
is.
means. Let me just say this. At least the one thing that's coming out and all this stuff is apparently people have an issue with Monique's husband / manager.
Yeah, dude,
Because
that's the big part. And that's the clip I just have queued up here. I was gonna play with what started the beef with DL Hughley was the same thing.
yeah, well, they asked a question on his show that he wasn't present for. And the question was about, I mean,
Yeah, here we got it right here. I'll play
okay,
it.
play the question.
Yeah, it was oh wait, let me get I was too busy reading the list of people that she went after. Okay, here we go. Share sound,
Hold up,
yes.
real quick. Let's do a quick advertisement.
Go
Smart
ahead.
water, alkaline, full of antioxidants, and helps balance the pH. This message is brought to you by Alkaline by Glacier Smart Water.
There you go.
Can
All
we get a
right.
contract now, Smart Water? I'll
No,
drink
I
you
don't
on the
know. I
air.
don't like this. They put it black. Let me take that out. They like block us out. I'm like, no, I kind of like seeing our faces reacted to the video. Okay, ready?
Well, hold on.
So,
How many YouTube, oh dude, how many YouTube videos have you seen where it's just like it'll say my reaction to Club Shay Shay interview, and all
yeah,
you see is the person's face like this, like
yeah.
like
Oh, wait. Okay, there we
they
go.
always got to go big eyes, open mouth.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
And it was like stupid. Like asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens, and his exact words were, "That's how we do it." I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing?
Okay,
All
time out.
right.
Hold up though. You got to play the
Uplift
question.
our community.
Okay, hold up.
I said,
Pause. So
sister, and her name
Hold
is
on.
Jasmine. How
Is that where? Oh, no, not yet. Here it is.
is that considered family?
yeah,
So your husband is considered family, right?
All right, here we go.
Okay. So here we go. They said, Monique, we want to play a game of would you rather. Let's go. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or
Who's
Corinne
gay?
Steffens without one?
Who's messing around with the few
Really,
fellas?
Monique?
Now, as y'all are watching right now who haven't heard this story, y'all going, they doing the same thing in the studio. They going, okay. That is exactly what happened. Now, I said to the team, how does that uplift our community? I said, sister, and her name is Jasmine, how could you ask another sister that? Well, we just planned. I said, tell me the joke in that, because I don't know what you're insinuating. Then you're involving people that have nothing to do with nothing. Like, what are y'all doing? So I said,
You need more?
no, because I saw that clip.
Yeah.
Yo, okay, so Lee Daniels is gay. Corinne Steffens is obviously, she's been around the industry for a long time as a known, you know,
What, Reg? We don't know it. Tell us in the white
you don't know Corinne
community.
Steffens? Corinne
I looked
Steffens
her
at
up
one,
after hearing it, and I think she dated a few rappers or somebody. I
she
I don't
dated a few
remember.
rappers. Corinne Steffens at one point was basically in the rap industries, like the rap industry's like head doctor. She was doming everybody off. She was getting it on with everybody, but then she was
Really?
also rappers and athletes. And then she went and wrote a book. She wrote a
Oh,
book, and
that's right.
she wrote a book about all her little escapades with industry people, well-known industry people, and she was naming names and throwing out
She was the
sizes.
original Club Shay Shay.
I don't know about that, but I know she was throwing out sizes. She was like, this guy,
Oh,
he
word.
had a big one, and this guy had, it was
What's
average.
the report? What do you got?
I mean, I didn't read the book. You think I want to read a book
You
about
don't
a bunch
know?
of
I
guys
want.
Johnsons?
Well,
No,
we
I
want
don't.
to know. The people want to know, Reg.
Well, then the people can go out and buy Corinne Steffens' book. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon Books for nothing, right? Or you can find
Well,
excerpts
she did one
online.
that was Kindle only too. I read.
That was Kindle only. Okay, there you go. So, I mean, look, man, we live in a society where people love to, they think of celebrities as like superheroes or some type of like they have superpowers. So everybody wants to know what everyone's packing and why. Who gives a shit, right? Like, who cares, right? Um,
All right,
so yeah, so Corinne Stephens she was very well known in the industry as being somebody who was very easy and had multiple partners, multiple well-known famous partners. And she also made some adult films. She was in the adult film industry, and she used to hang out. I remember there's one video that I saw that she was with this dude right here. He used to wear a New York hat. People tell me I used to look like him right here. You know who this is?
Old dirty bastard.
Oh my God, no. Mr. Marcus. He and I have the same type. He wears a New York hat, and he's always
Who's
like his
Mr.
New York
Marcus?
hat.
That's a rapper.
That's an adult film star, black dude.
Oh,
Mr. Marcus. He in all his videos, this dude always got on a New York hat with the bent rim.
he has sex
brim.
in that New York.
He
Yankees
used to get
hat?
it on in New York hat. This is funny. I was at the San Jose Improv one time, and I used to wear the NY hat. And I had this lady come up to me, this young black lady come up to me after the show one time. She goes, "Oh, wow, you're really funny." And I go, "Oh, thanks a lot." She's like, "Can I get a picture?" And I'm like, "Sure." She and her group, it was like 4 of them. And as we're sitting there taking a picture, right, she then goes, "You know what? You look just like Mr. Marcus." And I was like, I know what you be watching. I know who that is. Right? So, but yeah, so Corinne Stephens, she did some adult films, and she worked with him and a bunch of other people.
All right, so the joke though is Monique out of line getting so upset about it.
Well, yeah, they're insinuating, like, why would you ask her if her husband would have sex with a gay dude with a condom or a known whore without one? It's like,
Because they're basically saying her. So why does everyone think her husband's gay? And then that's another thing. It's like, but then there's like homophobia.
people think her husband's gay. Is that what it is? They're trying to say he's on the fence?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was, I mean, I figured that's what it was, but hey, man, people don't want to work with him. I guess even by her own words, Tyler Perry said that he would meet with her without her husband being present. And she's like, why would it's like, why would I do that? He's my husband and he's my manager. She's like, people are afraid to talk to him because he's a straight shooter, right? Like he don't mince words. He gets straight to the point. And I guess maybe he's a little abrasive. I mean, look, if I'm Monique, if I'm Monique and I haven't had legitimate work in like 10 years or 12 years from whatever reason, right? Because people are saying she's difficult to work with. People don't want to work with her manager. Look, if you made money before this dude, and then all of a sudden this dude show up and you don't make money, how good of a manager is he? Right?
Well, now hold on here. Hold on. Well, when did he become her manager?
I don't know, but he probably just needs to go back to just being her husband. Maybe
so here he
is.
Easier. Sydney. Oh, here, let's move our face. See him, right? He looks kind of short, dude, if he's right next to her height.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he got mind control over her. Monique says she grew out of open. Wait, what did it say?
Oh, yeah, they were in an open marriage.
Oh, yeah. I remember her talking about that on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turned her out, though. I think he turned her out. I think she got with him, and then he turned her out in a multitude of ways. And now I think she done lost her mind with him, dude. Like, he got mind control, bro. He done took over the whole joint.
See, though, this says, I mean, he's been the manager for a long time. And see, that's the difference here because she's an Oscar winner. Everyone forgets that. And she has kind of a point. You win an Oscar and then you kind of just disappear. And then she has the recording. So her beef with Tyler Perry is that I don't know, he wouldn't put her on or whatever.
No, she said she was up for the role of Cookie in Empire, the one that Taraji P ended up doing.
Yeah.
And when I guess they called him about working with her, and he allegedly
said
said
difficult to
that
work
she was
with.
difficult to work with. And so they didn't go in that direction with her. And so she's saying, I guess she's saying that the role was mine. She was offered the role. He then said this thing about her, then they took the role away from her. So she's like, okay, well, at that point in my life, I was making $1 to $2 million a year. and that was X amount of years that show was on, that I could have potentially been on that show. So she's basically saying you need to because now she has him on audio, I guess, saying that he made that up and it wasn't actual, it wasn't factual, it wasn't true. So she's saying you basically cost me X amount of dollars. Right.
I mean, so she has a point there, right?
I mean, I haven't heard the audio. But Shannon Sharp said he heard the audio, and he didn't go as far as to say Tyler Perry said this thing. He goes, well, based on audio, it sounded like he needs to do something. Like he should do, So it implies that what she's saying is true.
Wow.
But this is the thing, man. Why is everybody? And then she going at the Oprah Winfrey. Apparently, Oprah Winfrey had something to do with her not being able to have a career or having options or opportunities, or then Kevin Hart.
Oh, well, because Oprah had her family on that she's estranged from, and they were talking smack on her. So she's upset about that. So what happened with that? Here, I got a little list here. Is in 2010 she had him on the talk show. She's not on talking terms with him, including her brother, who admitted to molesting her, and they all sat down and talked with Oprah.
Oh, wait. Her brother admitted to molesting her?
Yeah, and then he went on the Oprah show. Yeah, dude. So she accused Winfrey of making an example of her and doing the same thing to Taraji P. Henson during the promotion of The Color Purple. We know you were mistreated, she said of Henson. We know it wasn't handled right. We know it was unfair. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that. That allows Lady O to keep doing what she's doing. And we're in a position of I don't want to say nothing because we saw how Monique got whooped.
Oh, this shit is messy, bro.
Yeah, man.
This is, people throwing out abuse. Like Monique said on the thing, she goes, yeah, I was molested. She mentions that. D.L. Hughley hasn't. So wait, let me get this straight before we go to this. This is we go back to 2010. It's 2024. We're talking about something from 14 years ago, right? And I get, hey, look, man, trauma.
She was never on there. Look, man, you win an Oscar, and then the following year, your family that molested you is on Oprah, but not you. That's messed up.
Yeah.
I definitely think Monique has some qualms. She definitely has some right to be pretty pissed off at some people, I think. And specifically like Tyler Perry. DL, I don't know as much. And then there's this whole, I feel like, homophobia, like, don't call my husband gay, and oh, your husband's gay, and like it's like, what the fuck?
Look, if the dude's gay, well, okay, at this point we can't say he's gay. We can say he's probably bi because he's married to her, right? And during that open marriage phase, I don't know what was going on. I know she talked about it on stage one time, and I did see some of those videos where she was talking about, being with another woman and having that experience. And I don't know if there was another dude present, right? Like, and I don't know if that was a part of it. It was like, hey, it's a free fall, a free for all, everybody for everybody, right? Like, so she's probably, maybe there's some pushback that he's, gay. Maybe he's bi, and if he's bi, then okay, and you're okay with that, and he's okay with it, and that's what it is. And so what, man? There's a lot of different types of relationships. I'm okay with that. Like, hey man, people are people. We have different inclinations and desires and wants and needs, and what works for one may not work for another. And if it works for them, then that's fine. So if the dude is bi and he's open to other dudes, then then that's just what it is. If you're okay with it, then it doesn't matter. But she felt disrespected on the D.L. Hughley show for sure with that question. But that could have easily been handled by simply saying, yo, that's ridiculous. All right, next question.
Right.
Like, just move it on. Just keep it moving.
Okay, so wait, here's a clip.
I'll talk to DL about that later, but that's ridiculous and offensive, but whatever. We're having a good time. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah. Here's a clip of the audio, supposedly, of Tyler Perry blackballing her. Whoops, hold on.
Damn, the audio is out there?
We'll see. I haven't listened. We haven't. You never know if this shit's bullshit. But it looks like it. I think Monique released it.
To be no bullshit. We know she a loudmouth. We know she'll say some shit off the wall. But what we know about it is she true to her word.
And all I would ask you is two questions. The first question is, did you not just say it was wrong?
Tyler.
Did you not just say it was wrong, Tyler? To say she was difficult for not doing something that she was not contractually obligated to do? Did you not say that you would feel that that was wrong? Or am I missing something?
I absolutely said that, yes.
So the question I would say is,
Okay, is there a number? You know, taking that back to them was just a huge problem, okay? And I'm going to take a couple of things in a minute, because I just want to...
I mean, there. I guess he admitted it. It's hard to hear.
Really broke my heart, because number one,
I don't know who's that other person, and there's like
I
a
think that was
lawyer
her
or something.
husband. I think that was
that's her
Monique's
manager.
husband.
Oh,
her manager.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Man, Tyler, Tyler, you got to have a better ear, bro, because that sounds like a setup, right? That whole thing, the way he's talking. Did you not say that you admit that this, that, and the other? It's like, yo, we're in a court of law, man. What the fuck is this? Yo, I ain't saying nothing to my lawyer's present. Yo, turn off the TV, turn off the mic, shut this shit down. This shit sounds like a setup.
He fell right
It
into
sounded like
that.
when Tiger Woods called and was like, "Oh, hello, this is Tiger. Oh, my wife found my. Oh, it's like, dude, oh shit, bro, what are you doing? What are you
That's
doing?
funny.
All it's like, yo, Tyler, you gotta step back.
Yeah,
bro.
that
Like,
was
take a
pretty
second.
obvious. Like he set it up like every point. And then you
Yeah.
said you do this and you do that and this.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Tyler. That's because I'm on my side nodding. Well, what are you nodding? Up and down or right to left? Wouldn't you like to know?
What did they
Tyler,
like
you
record
admit that
that
you
on?
blackballed Monique, right? We can't hear you.
Oh man. Yeah, dude. So that's tough, man. It's a tough situation right there.
So this is the thing, though. Is this how we resolving issues now today amongst each other? It's like, yo, go to
Everyone's gonna
Club Shay
go.
Shay.
Yeah, everyone's gonna go to Shannon Sharp's podcast now just to talk shit. Like that's the what gets the views, though. That's
I guess
America,
so.
man.
I guess so.
That's
Even
the
Shannon
world.
during that interview, Monique goes, well, hey, get Tyler Perry here, get Oprah Winfrey here, and he goes, ain't nobody gonna come now based on this, based on what you saying, ain't nobody gonna come here. He's like, I'm surprised I'll be able to get anybody. Same thing with Kat. He's like, ain't nobody gonna want to come here now, right?
Oh no, they will because it's popular. It gets some views. The
I
problem
guess.
is if they're not talking shit, people are going to be let down. So then every time now you got to try and compete with the next one.
Right. Okay, so this is the thing.
I mean, no one's going to top Cat Williams though. He started it all.
He started it. So this is the thing. Let's get down to brass tacks. What is this about? So
okay, go ahead.
So Monique is upset because she was up for a role in a show that ended up being very popular, and she ended up not getting it because they consulted with Tyler Perry, and he said that she was difficult to work with. So they passed on her. One. She's upset with D.L. Hughley because she went on his radio show. He wasn't present. They asked her a question in a game of Would You Rather, which is I guess they play this game with everyone, but they asked a question that she deemed to be offensive and inappropriate. And she called him. She said that he was dismissive, but the show did not air. D.L. Hughley says, and I saw this, D.L. Hughley says that he listened to her complaints and he pulled the episode, so it never aired.
Oh, the radio one?
The DL one. She said that she felt like he was being dismissive and not taking it seriously, and that she contacted her attorneys and they issued a cease and desist, right?
Wow.
And then the beef between them was that they were both on the road, and of these shows that they were supposed to be doing, she said she was contractually seen or on the contract as the headliner of those shows. DL is saying, right? And DL is saying, if you look at the contract, my name was on top and then her name. So as these shows in different places, DL showed up later and she was like, on my contract, it says I got to be on stage by this time. So she goes on stage at that time and then DL shows up, thus him getting to go last, like almost forcing his hand or her hand in that regard, right? So that's the other beef. The other one is she had an issue with Kevin Hart because she reached out to Kevin Hart and he was supposed to talk to Tyler Perry, and Oh no,
He
no, I'm
did.
sorry.
He
No, no, no.
supposedly did, but then he eventually just blew her off.
Well, no, this is what happened. He was gonna talk to Tyler Perry. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry said that he didn't want to deal with that anymore. He wanted to just move on
Right.
past it. So Kevin said, "Okay, Tyler doesn't want to do anything about that. That's whatever. But you and I, let's move forward. You and I work together and do some projects together." She's like, "Okay, that's great. Let's do that." She goes to the studio where she has some things set up, and I met this dude too. Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky, basically called the studio after they called him. So Kevin Hart says to Monique, "Hey, let's do some stuff together. I'll executive produce. I'm with you. Let's make this happen." She then calls the studio that they're both affiliated with, saying, "Hey, Kevin Hart said that he's willing to do some stuff. So let's try to get some things going, right? Let's try to get the Monique show back and some other stuff." In that time frame, Dave Becky then calls that studio and says, "Kevin Hart doesn't want to have anything to do with her. We're not going to executive produce anything. We don't want to be involved
Jeez.
with her in any projects." She says she then calls Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart then says, "There's a miscommunication, a misunderstanding. I'll talk to this guy." And she goes, "Well, Kevin, you okay with this white man making these decisions for you and making these calls for you?" And he's like, "Look, it's miscommunication. I'll take care of it." Um, and he allegedly hung up the phone, and she says that was 2 years ago and I haven't heard from him since. Right.
I
So
mean,
she got a beef with those people.
yeah. Well, this isn't going to help it. It's
Yeah,
like
this is
everybody goes on there and trashes Kevin Hart now. Here's the thing. There's two sides. Like one, it's you could say yeah, it is a bitter vibe sometimes because these are folks who generally didn't cross over as well as people like Kevin Hart and even DL. But then, but with Monique, I think she's got some real legit gripes with, just getting ignored and stuff because maybe they feel she doesn't have the crossover enough. So then they're like, well, but she still has an audience. You know what I mean?
Hey man, look, I worked with Monique back in the day. I got a picture to prove, right? I worked with Monique, and she was really nice to me. It was fun working with her, right? Monique used to be on the show Moesha with Brandy, and then she got her own show called The Parkers. And then I think she was on the Queens of Comedy, right? Where
Yes.
she was on the Queens of Comedy. And
With your friend Cheryl Underwood.
no, no, Cheryl Underwood wasn't on that group.
Oh, she
No,
wasn't? Oh, my
no.
bad.
It was Monique, it was Samoa, it was Adele Givens, and then it was the older black woman who used to take the wig off and be like, "Oh, not today, sucker." Yeah.
Laura Hayes.
Laura Hayes, right? Because Cheryl Underwood actually talked to me about not being a part of that. She was supposed to be a part of that, but then she had some beef. Same thing with Eddie Griffin when he was like, "I was supposed to be on the Kings of Comedy, but me and the motherfucking DL had a little problem. I had to pull a pistol on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Another
It don't matter."
non-crossover.
Yes, but he crossed over.
Oh, that's
So
true.
he did. He crossed over. But this is the point. The point is she was on
Then he
Moesha.
went
She had the
right
Parkers.
back.
Yeah, and then he went back. Yeah. She was on Moesha. She was on the Parkers. She was on the Queens of Comedy. She had some roles here and there. She had the Monique show. She had a run. She was in the movie Precious. She won
got
an Oscar. She won an Oscar. Point being is that I think that people feel like, because they were able to do a thing and they did a thing for a long time, that thing is supposed to last forever. Hey man, it doesn't last forever for everyone. Sometimes maybe your run has just come to an end, right? Like your run is over. It's like
Yeah,
it's
but
like
the
the guy.
point is she didn't really get a shot at since the Oscar. I think that's what pisses her off.
Hey
Because
man,
all that sitcom stuff was before.
okay, how about this? What about Halle Berry? After Halle Berry's career, I mean, after her Oscar,
She became an X-Men.
did she become an X-Men after that?
Well, no, before that, she was already an X-Men. So
Yeah,
she's always
exactly.
been doing really well, though.
No, but Halle's talked about after winning the Oscar that she did not have as many good opportunities, right?
Oh,
Like
okay.
you look at Cuba Gooding Jr. Look, I love Cuba was cool, but when Cuba, like there's a couple different ways you can go. Cuba won an Oscar for Jerry Maguire for Best Supporting Actor, right?
Mhm.
And
Show
then
me the
after
money.
that, Show Me the Money. And then after that, he proceeded to make some of the most heinous bullshit that you could think of. right? Seriously, he came out with Snow Dogs, and then he was on a cruise ship, and it was some other bullshit movies.
I
They
remember
were
he
all
had like
terrible.
one where, and I remember it was like after he won the Oscar, so I was expecting. I think it
Oh,
was the one he was
Radio.
like a diver or something. He
Oh
went
yeah,
diving.
was that no? That was a few good, not a few good men. That was
Hold
the one
on, let me see.
with Robert De Niro, right? Where he
Right,
lost
right.
a
What is
foot.
that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good. I'm
Oof.
talking about all the bullshit
Oh,
movies.
Men
Like he
of
did a bunch of
Honor.
Disney movies. He did the Snow Dogs, and then the cruise ship, and then he did the one Radio where he was like a disabled kid with a big tooth in the middle or whatever. Basically,
He was in he was good though in American Gangster.
yeah, he was good in that. He was good in that. But point being is that he won an Oscar and he went for the money. And he took a lot of bullshit. And then after everyone saw him in a bunch of stuff that flopped, he couldn't work. He couldn't get
Right.
anything. He
Well, that's the thing.
disappeared.
You get a lot of opportunities, but if they stink, that's
They
going to stick with you.
That's gonna stick with you. He didn't have a
You got to pick the right
resurgence.
ones.
Remember, he didn't have a resurgence until he came back as OJ Simpson in the OJ Simpson story, which
Hold on,
garnered
let's
him a
see. I'm
lot of
looking up
attention.
his thing right now. So
Yeah.
he won in Jerry Maguire. And then well, he
Yes.
did What Dreams May Come, which wasn't a bad movie. That was the one
Robin
with
Williams.
yeah, where he dies and shit.
I think he
But
played
then you're
Virgil.
right. Welcome to Hollywood, A Murder of Crows, Instinct, Chill Factor, Men of Honor, Pearl Harbor, Rat Race, In the Shadows, Zoolander. I mean, that's all right. Snow Dogs, Boat Trip,
Boat Trip.
Fighting Temptations, Radio, Home on the Range, Dairy Tale, Shadow Boxer. Yeah, so now we're in the mid 2000s. This is where it kind of drops.
Yeah.
Dirty, Endgame, Norbit, What Love Is, Daddy Day Camp. So Eddie hooking up. And the American Gangster was good, and that was in
Yeah, he was good
07.
in that. He was good in that. But
And
that
then
wasn't
Land
him. That was
Before
Denzel's joint.
Time, Lion Watch, Herald, Way of War, Devil's Tomb. Yeah, I've never heard of any of these movies.
Yeah, it's a
Hardwired,
bunch of
Lies and
bullshit.
Illusion.
It's a bunch of bullshit after you win an Oscar. Point being is that his career kind of took a dip, right? But that happens with people. I feel like with Kat and with Monique, they're both at a place where, I'm not getting the opportunities that I used to get. Where it's like, yo, but we've seen you. You kind of been a one-trick pony in a certain way. You've always played the same roles. Now we just got newer people playing those same roles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to reinvent yourself. I'm like, yo, Monique, do something different then, right? Instead of worrying about waiting for somebody to give you something, then go do something else. Go create your own thing, right?
Yo, I
Like,
mean, okay, so here now we'll talk about Halle Berry's though after the Oscar Monsters Ball. I mean, she still did all right. She did a Bond movie right after, Die Another Day. She did X-Men 2, Gothica, well, Catwoman. That was the one. That's,
that's
who
when they
wouldn't
started to
take
drop off.
yeah, but who wouldn't take the opportunity? It just didn't work out for her.
Yeah.
And then yeah, after the X-Men, then it kind of dropped. Perfect Strangers, Things We Lost, Frankie and Alice, Dark Tide, Cloud Atlas, another terrible one.
Right. But you got to remember too, those movies that came right after the Oscar, right? Those few movies you mentioned right after the Oscar, the Bond movie, the X-Men movie, and
They were
something
already
else,
set up probably beforehand.
they were already set up.
Yeah.
They had already they were in post, and then she won.
Yeah, that's a good
Right.
point.
Yeah. So the point being, man, is like I hear these guys come on here and they're upset and they're, pointing fingers at other people and trying to blame people for their careers not taking off or maintaining or sustaining. And it sucks. It does. It sucks if those things are true, right? That people are somewhat actively working against you. But at the same time, man, it's like, how long are you gonna sit here and just be upset about somebody not giving you something till you just get up and go get it yourself? Right? Like you gotta go create. We live in this era now where if you got a camera and a ring light and an iPhone, you can make whatever you want, right? Create the content.
Right, but you need the you do need some backing, it seems.
I get that. You do need some backing. But if you're reinventing yourself and you starting from scratch, then you already look, they got something that you and I ain't got. They got a name. Right? They got a name. If it's the Monique show and it's online and you got a semi good production value, if you got semi good production value, your people will come
That's
out.
true.
And then you
That's
get the
true.
sponsorships, right? You get do the podcast or the video vlog, whatever it is, you get the sponsorships, and then boom, you start making some money, your production value goes up, then you've just reinvented yourself.
Right.
So I just
All
don't know
right.
how good it is to go after I mean, you go after Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. Nah, damn Tyler Perry, but you go after Oprah Winfrey and then you upset that shit ain't happening for you. You got to be out your damn mind.
Yo, though, man,
Who goes
if
out?
Oprah has your family on that you're not even talking to, and one of them molested you, I'd be pissed at Oprah too.
Yeah.
But it was like, hopefully it would have been squashed by now. It was 14 years ago, but
So the question is, why isn't your family talking to you?
because I wouldn't want to talk to them either if they molested you.
Yeah. I wouldn't talk. Yeah, I mean that guy. I mean, so now what? Okay, so hold on. Let's get this. Let's examine this. And this is so messed up. You're abused by your brother, right? That's fucked up. That's fucked up on all levels. And then you're estranged from your family because he said he didn't do it, right? He said he didn't do it, and so they believed him over you. And then all of a sudden now he's saying that he did do the thing, and they still support him. They still support the abuser over the abused. Like, where something's not adding up.
Right.
Even if they were like, hey, look, we were sorry. We thought you were young and you made a mistake, and then we didn't think he'd actually do that thing, and we apologize. We're so sorry this happened to you. Yeah, damn him. Right? But that's not what happened. They sat with that dude on the couch in front of Oprah and with him, like, in support against her. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. It's all messed up.
All right, so speaking of family, this was the other thing I had that, now that we're talking about it, I was like, is this bullshit or not? But I'll show you. You haven't seen it yet. So The Rock last night got into it with this other wrestler and slapped him in the face, but it seemed like it wasn't supposed to happen.
I mean, he might have called an audible, but it's wrestling. So
Well, this year also, here we go. I'll share it with you, Reg,
Okay.
and you let me know your take on it. So this is the thing too. They bring it up first. They bring up family first. So Cody Rhodes and The Rock and Roman Reigns. Now Roman Reigns and The Rock are somehow related, but The Rock had a dad in wrestling. Cody Rhodes had his dad, Dusty Rhodes, in wrestling. So this is the Battle of the Sons. But this is Roman Reigns brings it up first.
Family now. You just understand this. You're irrelevant, just like your dad.
Oof. See, that's a low blow, right?
Here you are talking about family. Is that what the bloodline is? Let me ask you a question. How's Jay?
I don't know what that means.
Is
Okay,
that
who's Jay?
family? You're
I don't know. But here we go. A little stare down.
Earlier we had that family tree up there, and you've invoked my father before, so let me go ahead and do the same. If your grandfather was here, if the high chief, his grandfather,
Ooh,
was here,
going after
they'd
The Rock's
be
dad,
ashamed
Grandpa.
of you.
Now look, though, here comes The Rock, slowly crawling, walking in, rocking in his face. This is
It's a big man. I don't care
Rock
if this
is
is
big.
wrestling.
This other guy is small.
Let me make something perfectly clear to you.
The Rock's like a bad guy now. They do.
When you talk about his family, you're talking about my family. When you're talking about his ancestors, you're talking about my ancestors. And when you're talking about his blood, you're talking about my blood.
All right, here
now,
comes.
We have a problem.
You're laughing, Reggie. You think it was pretty set up?
Dude, hold up. First off, the Oscar goes to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Right?
All right, so then
that was a phenomenal performance. Phenomenal performance. I see why wrestling is so popular in the world, because that was awesome. That was funny. When you're talking about his family, you're talking about my family.
all right, so
When
then
you
this
talk
is
about his ancestors, you're talking about my ancestors with the tribal tat, right? When you talk about his blood, you're talking about my blood, and now we have a problem. And that slap, come on, that slap
all
was
right,
that was like this.
really fake. All right,
If
but
The
now here's
Rock-
him coming out afterwards. Now this might be more acting.
Hold up though,
All
hold up
right.
though.
A lot of ta-
If The Rock was the truly open hand slapper dude, it would be like those slapping competitions in the UK where they put powder on their
Well, he
hands.
doesn't want to
and the
get in
dude-
trouble.
Dude,
Just does enough to sting him.
that was not a stick. I slapped myself harder just now. I legitimately just slapped myself twice harder than he hit that man who's supposed to be talking about his family, his ancestors, and his blood, right?
All right, so here's the other part.
Right now, a lot of
Backstage.
egos, a lot of
He's a bullshit. A lot of bullshit it is. The Rock says
fix it. Have them talk about our family again, and that's what happens.
It's out of line. You know it.
It's not out of line. How much? Have them talk about it. If you don't fix it, we will. Have them talk about our family again.
Yeah, it's his acting, dude.
I love that you're questioning it.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I know. What was wrong with me? The way people posted about it was like it was the real deal.
Dude, it's hilarious. The camera work, the you know, and the camera just happens to be there with all, and the lady with the microphone. This is have him talk shit about our family
right.
again
12,
and see what
12-year-old
fix it or we're gonna fix it.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like 12-year-old Sal wanting to believe in something again.
Yeah, exactly. That joy was, oh man, that was great. That was the Oscar goes to
Yeah, you can
Dwayne
see
"The
why
Rock"
though. You get it.
Johnson.
And now that Vince McMahon's out, The Rock could take over wrestling.
Wrestling. Yes, the Midwest coming out. Wrestling.
I think The Rock needed a break on some movies. Talk about bad movies. He didn't even win an Oscar, and he's putting bad movies out.
Dude, he's got what you called FU money now, right?
Yeah,
he can do whatever he
I
wants.
mean,
It
even his
doesn't matter.
superhero movie was.
You didn't like Black Adam? I
It was
enjoyed Black Adam.
okay. It was okay.
Dude, what is
You
up
know,
with
which
you
though,
guys?
which wasn't bad in the DC world would have to be The Flash. They did okay. It's too bad that guy is like a cult leader, but that movie isn't bad for.
I guess so.
you
I just don't
know.
like this.
Yeah, that shit's stupid. You're right. That's definitely silly. The
That
best one
running
though would
thing.
probably be the best DC in that world, like after Nolan. It'd probably have to be Wonder Woman. The first Wonder Woman was probably the best one.
Oh, the first Wonder Woman was impressive. That was really good. Because that was the first time that we really got to see her in all her magnificence, right?
Yeah, and the second one though stunk.
With the bracelets and the whip. Yeah, I mean, the whole, like, hold on, before I get to the second one, but that first one, in that opening scene where she's in the bank and they're like, "Brrr," and she's just, and their slow motion is like, ting, 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 and she's blocking all that joint. I was like, oh, bro. I was
That
like,
guy's
yo,
from
this
Game
is-
of Thrones. Remember that?
Say what?
The guy that's about to blow it up in the bank there is from Game of Thrones. I believe he was the guy. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall what character he was, but I just know that as a kid growing up watching the Super Friends, right?
Yeah, that was a great
And-
show.
And watching Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and the Wonder Twins and whoever else, it was phenomenal to see Wonder Woman in all her magnificence, right? And see where she came from with other women and finding out that she's like a daughter of Zeus, right? Like she's half god, right? Thus the electricity and all this kind of stuff. It was great. Now the second one, 1984. Oh,
It had potential too. I hated the Pedro Pascal's whole character. I just didn't like this whole thing. It's just too weird. Now Cheeto, that could have been really cool. You know what I mean?
The what?
The cheetah.
Yeah. Chitara.
Hold on, dude. You're wrong. The bank thing, that wasn't Wonder Woman. That was Justice League.
No, I thought that was Wonder Woman. Are you sure?
Some superhero fan you are. Yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League is when she stops them from blowing up the
bank.
whatever.
Because
Yeah,
she
and who
throws
is
the
this
thing in
guy?
there.
Let me see who this guy is. Because yeah, she throws a little statue in the air. Oh, you know who it is? It's Ramsey Bolton's dad.
Yes. Okay. I remember
That's
him.
who it is.
But I thought that was in Wonder Woman. That wasn't in Wonder Woman?
No, that was the opening of Justice League with Wonder
Oh,
Woman.
jeez. All right.
And I
So
want to say,
viewers, I apologize.
and Justice League, I think, was first before Wonder Woman. And then they did Wonder Woman after that.
Oh, okay. So maybe that was the
So
introduction
it
of
was her
Wonder Woman.
first time introduced to her. You're right on
Okay.
that end.
Okay.
But
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah.
So that's that, Reg.
Well, just for the record, the wrestling, I don't look. I know a guy right now who's as an adult, big time wrestling fan. This dude buys the replica belts, and he still buys the action figures, and he keeps them in a box, and he does the whole thing. And this dude is all in. And I don't watch wrestling like that, but just seeing that, it's entertainment, bro. It is
Yeah, it's soap opera.
entertaining, right? Like the emotion that The Rock was able to build with, you talk about his family, his ancestors, his blood. You're talking about mine. And now we have a problem. So you stand there, there's that pregnant pause of like, what's going to happen? And then he goes, they go, oh, wait, you keep his hands off of me. Man, listen, if The Rock was to actually hit that dude wouldn't have been like, wait, what? He would
He's
have
pretty
been knocked
small for a wrestler.
exactly. He'd have been knocked the F out, right?
Cody Rhodes, yeah.
But it was great acting. It was fun. It was entertaining. I tune in next week to see what happens next. Right?
Come on in, buddy.
Is that a cat?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to come in.
Okay.
All right, dude. Well,
all right. So are we finished with the Monique thing? She's done. And not that she's done, but it's like, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to come of this. I guess, am I going to promote another podcast and say, yo, let's watch Club Shay Shay next week and see who else shows their ass on the couch, right? Like,
I mean, it'll probably help in views for her for ticket sales.
Well, look, after the Cat Williams interview, he had on a guy named Country Wayne out of Atlanta. And Country Wayne, he's fine.
Who's this?
On Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, I was looking it up. He had like 21 Savage on. He had Usher just
Savage
did one. And it's funny, those don't get like the reaction as the
I mean,
the comics.
21 Sav, I don't know, whatever. I don't know his music at all. And then Usher, people love Usher, but then Monique comes on and she started naming names and talking shit about people. And it's all of a sudden, it's like, boom, Club Shay Shay is back in the mix. Somebody else.
It's
on
funny,
there
like
talking
Usher's
shit.
was like, I was looking it up. His is like an hour. He's like professional. He's like, do it, get out, no drama. Still
Yeah, he
like that
kept it
music.
simple.
Yeah. And then the comics are like, give me some liquor. We're talking for the next 3 hours.
Look, I think the funniest thing that came out of the Cat Williams joint was Mike Epps making videos saying,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, Cat Williams went on the couch and said all these names. He didn't say my name. I need some press. I got some stuff coming out. I don't care, say good or bad. I know him. We work together. I'm sure you could have said something negative about me. Shoot, I need some attention too. It's like hilarious. Like, okay.
All right, Reg, wrap us up, dude. You got us a guest for next. Oh no, we don't talk about it that way.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Okay. So with that being said, man, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We was all over the place. I mean, Monique was she is definitely having her.
Oh, you
Cat
worked with her.
Williams
She was
moment.
cool, huh?
Huh?
She was cool when you worked with her, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Before I shut down, so the Monique story is this. I get a call from the San Jose Improv to ask if I want to feature for Monique. I go, sure, why not? It'd be a lot of fun. So I show up and they hired, they also had Ali Mafi. Shout out to Ali Mafi.
Oh, wow.
Ali Mafi was going to open, right? Now he was still very green at this point, and so he wasn't doing a whole lot of time. And he was only going to do maybe like 10 minutes, right? And she liked him. She was like, "Oh yeah, let's give him a chance. He's young. It'll be fun, right?" She wasn't tripping. So Ali was gonna open, I was gonna feature, and then Monique is headlining. Well, what the club didn't know was that she brought her own feature. She brought a guy named G Thang. G Thang went on to do a lot of. He ended up doing those parody movies. Shucks, what are they called? He just ended up doing those black parody movies. I can't think of the name of them right now.
Oh, like the horror ones.
Yeah, scary movies. The
Yeah.
Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3, right? The most interesting story about most interesting thing about this whole time is that G Thang is there. He's from St. Louis, and at this time he's a black comic who carries a little napkin in his back pocket, right? And he comes out with a rag and he do a whole thing. So Monique was like, "Well, okay, so we got G Thang here, and I brought him, but Reg, you're here, and we got Ali." She goes, "Well, how about this? How about Ali, you go first and do 5 minutes, and then G Thang, you introduce her, and then Reg introduces me, right? Or Reg introduces me. Like, okay, cool. Oh wait. No. I'm sorry. Let's flip that. Ali goes first, then I go, and then G Thang, and then her, right? We do the first show like that. After the first show, she goes, "All right, you know what? Let's switch it. Reggie and G Thang, y'all switch. So G Thang, you'll introduce Reggie. Reggie, you introduce me." Now, I think that she did that because G Thang and her were just energetically similar, content-wise similar. Like, they're both black comics. I am not a black comic. I don't fit that genre, right?
Right.
So I think that she thought it might be just like a nice little cushion between their similar styles, right?
Okay.
So now, prior to this show starting, this guy G Thang is like, "Hey man, yeah, dude, where you from?" "Okay, I'm from Alabama, man, originally. I'm from St. Louis, man. Look, you ever come out to St. Louis, hit me up. Here's my number. Give me a call. I'll set you up. I'll take care of you, man. I got you, this, that, and the other." Super inviting and friendly, but look, I'm a grown ass man. I'm leery of people who are too nice to me too soon, too early before they get to know me, but whatever. First show, I go up, I do my thing. You know me, it's San Jose. That was my stomping grounds for a long time. I do well. They switch it up. Now he has to introduce me for the next show. And he's like, "All right, man, what you want for your intro?" You've heard this story, right? Have you heard this story?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. He goes, "What's your intro?" And I go, "You know what, man? Let's just keep it simple. Just say he's a favorite here at the San Jose Improv. Give it up for Reggie Steele." Right? And he goes, okay, I got you. He goes up, "All right." After he does his thing, "It's goddamn gas prices, goddamn high as shit." While his towel doing this whole thing. He goes, "All right, y'all ready for my dog? Y'all ready for my boy? You seen him on HBO Def Comedy Jam, on BET Comic View."
Did you dirty? Did you dirty?
It's so "Give it up for my boy, my dog, Reginald Steele."
He called you Reginald?
Reginald Steele, right? And I walk out and I'm kind of like, "All right, man, what's up?" Right? Like, I'm kind of caught off guard because I'm like, what the fuck was all that shit, right? But whatever, I go, "Yo, give it up for G Thang," right? Do my thing. Set goes well. I thought, I end my set. "You guys ready to see who you came to see? She needs no introduction. Please welcome to the stage, Monique," right? She comes out. It's great. After the show, I go up to him. I go, "Yo, G Thang, hey man, hey dude, really, just keep my intro real simple, man. I don't need a whole lot. You can just say a favorite here at the Improv. Give it up for Reggie Steele." So this is the next show, right? All right, y'all ready? This next comedian coming to the stage. He's a favorite here. He's a favorite here in San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco. You seen him on HBO Def Comedy Jam. You seen him on BET Comic View. And then he threw out what you seen him on Comedy Central Presents. Give it up for my dog, Reginald Steele. Right? And I'm still like, what the fuck? Because I've never experienced this shit before. Like, I'm kind of like, wait, what is happening right now? Right? Fine. All right, man. All right, I do my thing. Then the last show, no, not the last show we do. It happens another time. But by the time we get to the last show, when I come, he does the same intro. And after every show, I go, "Yo, man, for my intro, you ain't got to do all that, man. I don't need all that. I ain't been on Def Comedy Jam or BET Comic View. That ain't my bag, bro. Just keep it simple."
You think he was
He-
doing that because he wanted
oh,
to
he was
set up
absolutely
this street crowd or whatever, urban crowd to
dude.
not like you?
I think he was trying to sabotage me.
Yeah.
I think that he got upset that she switched us position wise, that I was going up right before her. And I think that he was trying to sabotage me. Um, and I think that he was trying to create some false sense of reality for people, right? And so what ended up happening was, and so basically what she did too was she gave Ali a guest set because he was super green. She didn't have him open the show. She switched it and had G
Oh,
Thing
so he had to
host.
go first.
Yeah, so she had him host, and then Ali came up and did like 5 minutes, and then he introduced me in this whole thing. So the last show, at this point, I'm like, all right, fuck it. This dude has just been butchering my shit all week. So he goes through the whole thing, he says the whole thing, he does the whole thing. And then I get up and I said, yo, give it up for G thing? G? Thing? I don't know what that means. What's a thing? I don't know what a thing is. I go, but this dude's been fucking up my intro all week. This dude's been fucking up my intro all week. I'm like, yo, just keep it simple. A favorite here at the Improv, and this dude is on BET, Comic View, Def Jam, whatever. I'm like, I ain't did that shit. That ain't me. I said all that shit. Before I said anything else, I said all that shit. And I
How
go,
did
all
he
right,
act?
man, look, I'm happy to be here in San Jose. It's great. I love this. And I went into my set and it's fine. And then he didn't talk to me no more. And I was like, I ain't talk to him no more.
So weird.
But every time I talked to Monique, it was always cool. She was really nice. The only drawback, the only thing that I didn't like about Monique was not her, but she had this huge entourage. She brought, I'm not exaggerating, she brought somewhere between 15 to 20 people with her. And there was like a stylist, a makeup artist, and then it was like relatives and friends. And they were up in the green room at the San Jose Improv. And you know how it's set up. Like you have the big room where the other comics hang out, and you have another separate room that has a star on it. But that's a green room for the headliner. Well, they were all hanging out in the big room where the TV was, and they ordered, when I say they ordered enormous amounts of food, they would order food. I would sit there and watch them. They would order food, the food would come, and they would cut it and be like, oh, see, this steak that's too pink. I ain't eating that. You can take that back. Give me something else. I don't even want steak no more because y'all don't know how to cook steak. Here, give me the chicken sandwich. Dude, they ordered and sent back. They were so wasteful. It was so wasteful. It was embarrassing. I was like, yo, what are you?
You know, that sounds like difficult to work with.
Zing, and it comes full circle, right? So
Right, close
it
us
was
out,
just, and it
Reg.
wasn't even her, but it was her people, man. Her people,
Yeah, man.
her
That's
people
a
were,
lot.
it was wasteful and lightweight abusive. The way they treated the staff, like I have nothing from my experience with her directly. I can honestly say she was really nice. She was very kind. She was supportive. She was like, "Oh, you're really funny, Reg. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, how about this?" She's go, "I like your style. I like your energy." She was very complimentary to me. So directly to me, she was really cool. Her people around her, not so cool as far as like
Right.
how they treated the staff and how they totally disrespected the food and the service and everything else. Like it was just wasteful. Um, and then at the end
That's
of
a
the week, I was
shame.
like, "Can I get a picture?" And I'll send you the picture if you want to put it up. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, she's like, "Oh, absolutely, Reg. Oh, you're gonna be great. You're gonna go far and like all this kind of stuff, man." So shout out to her for being nice to me in my interaction.
This was pre-Oscar. This is pre-Precious.
Yeah, this is pre-Oscar. Yeah, this is
Okay.
but she was a queen of comedy at this point. She had been a
Yeah,
queen,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So and she'd already
That's
done
cool.
Moesha and the Parkers and everything else. So yeah, I'll send you that picture if you want to put it up. But all right, so now
I think she has some gripes, and I think that's legit.
yeah, she
We'll
definitely has
see.
some gripes, but I think
Everyone's got their thing.
but at this point, man, these people, this is big money people, man. I'm telling you right now,
Right.
these big money people, and I don't know if you noticed, but people who got a lot of money, they very seldom say they're sorry. You never hear, "I'm sorry." They'll say, "It's an unfortunate situation," right? It's it's sad that things worked out the way they
It's
did.
a miscommunication.
It's a miscommunication, but there's never, "I'm sorry for what I did. I apologize." No, because they're too powerful. They're at the
Yeah.
top. You never hear the lion apologize to the sheep, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah, right.
right? Or the
Like
king
they
doesn't apologize to the peasants. He's like, "This is what it is. You can like it or not like it, but that's how it is." Right.
right,
So
right.
yeah, I think she might have some gripes and some legitimate gripes, but I say, yo, hey man, you did it once, go do it again. Create it
Yeah.
yourself.
It's just like the one thing is, yeah, in the sense that, you know, Cat Williams has his gripes, but like, you know, her having her sitcom, her having an Oscar, it is another level almost.
It's another level, but not everyone has a long and illustrious, successful career for their entire lives. I mean, we
No.
could almost pick out the people by name who've been able to do it. I mean,
Mhm.
Denzel's been able to do it. That's next level, right? Samuel L's been able to do it. Julia Roberts kind of had a moment. She dropped off for a minute. Gwyneth Paltrow had a moment. She dropped off for a minute. Angelina Jolie had a moment. She dropped off for a minute. Julia Roberts had a moment.
Right.
I mean, Julianne Moore had a moment. Sigourney Weaver had a moment. Like, people have had their moments in their times and they kind of drop off and then they do lesser projects because they move on to other people and other things.
Mhm.
It's almost the same thing where it's like, yo,
Yeah.
man, yeah, I know that it sucks that it changed, but then you just got to find other ways to make money. So what she need to do is she need to, instead of being on Club Shay Shay, she need to go ahead and say Club Nene or Club Neek
Mhm.
or
Well, I
whatever.
mean, I think it's smart. I think she's gonna get tons of views, and then if that helps sell tickets, man,
Yeah, she'll go
that's
on
the
the road.
bottom line.
Yeah, she'll go on
So
the road. So
she'll
we'll be
be all
seeing the
right.
Monique tour
She'll
coming
she'll
up.
do fine.
She'll do fine. Yeah, she'll do better
All
than
right.
both. She'll do better than us.
Yeah, wrap the shit up. I was sick of worrying about other people who are doing better.
Yeah, exactly. All
I
right.
don't give a
Well,
fuck.
okay, we're gonna officially wrap this up this time. It's all good.
You have to
Okay, here we
pee, dude.
go.
My bladder's about to explode.
All right, here we go. So, thank you for tuning in. We love doing this, and we're gonna keep doing it, and we appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. That's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this is Spitballin. Peace.
Oh wait, where's the stop?
I got